We're going to start sitting down. So it's going to be footless yoga today. So just find a place to sit down in whichever way is comfortable. You can sit with your leg cross-legged or kneeling. And just find a moment to align your hips, your heart, and your head. Connect with your breath. Notice whether you're leaning back or forward. Let your breath become natural without forcing the rhythm. Relaxing the weight of your body into the ground, finding the places of the body that touch the ground. And then noticing the muscles, the tissues around your lower belly, your lower back. If you find any tensions, if you feel like anything is pulling into one direction or the other, and how far you can feel that down into your legs, maybe in front of your hips or around the sides of your spine. Just listening to your body. If you can imagine the center line of the body, so a vertical line that would come to the center of your hips and go straight up towards the sky. And behind it, you've got the curve of your spine. You've got the muscles of your midsection. You've got the rib cage. You've got your throat and your neck. And you've got the 3 dimensions of your head. If you can balance all of those elements, making the least amount of effort. And as you fill up your chest and your abdomen with breath, you might find that the breath makes you a little taller. On the exhale, you can let anything outside the body relax. So any outer layers, the shoulders, the skin on your face. And slowly relax your arms out to your side and notice if that changes your posture. And breathe into that change. Notice if you're making more effort with your upper body to keep yourself upright, or if your shoulders feel more relaxed from your arms being out to the side rather than to the front. And with the inhale, we're slowly going to start opening the arms with the palms facing forward. On the exhale, wrapping ourselves, letting the head come down, letting the spine round. Inhale, open again. And exhale, wrap the other way. So moving with the breath, making it slow and gentle. Noticing what you need, noticing what activates in the shoulders, in the chest. Trying to find the limits of your mobility rather than pushing them to start the class. Notice which part you're most comfortable when you open and breathe deep or when you exhale and round. And then on an exhale, we're going to come and bring the hands back onto the knees. On the inhale, we're going to bring the chest forward, and on the exhale, slowly coming into a forward bend, letting the head come last. Inhaling, rolling up over the hips, coming back upright, looking up. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, rolling up. And exhaling forward. Again, you're not trying to go far, you're just trying to find what happens in your body as you move. Next, inhale, come up and see if you can change the cross of your legs. Take a breath in the center and restart exhaling down and forward. Inhaling, rolling up. And on your next inhale, slowly coming back to center. Then I bring the right hand to one side. On the exhale, extend the left hand past the head, looking towards the left palm. Inhale, coming back to center, and exhale, stretching the right side of the body. So really notice, try and do it as little as you can and notice where you feel the stretch. So don't put too much weight into the bottom hand. Try and lean back with the opposite sit bone. Try and feel sensations from your waist to your fingertips. Maybe taking a moment to fully feel your breath as you stand in the stretch, letting your breath accentuate the feelings. And then slowly come back to center. And I extend the legs in front of us. And bring the hands a little behind. And just pressing. So the first movement, we're just going to keep into the arms and the shoulders like a reverse push-up. So I want my legs to be nice and straight in front of me. Toes coming a little back towards my face. And tailbone going a little towards my heels. And as I inhale, I'm just going to open the angle between my arms and my chest. I'm not lifting my hips. I'm just finding space, moving the shoulders back. As I exhale, I just relax. Again, notice where the feelings are. If you feel any tinglings in your fingers, try and spread the weight through all of the area of your hands. If it's very intense on the shoulders, you can move your shoulders more apart, use blocks underneath your hands, or turn the fingers out. If it feels good on the end of the inhale, you can try and straighten the elbows, but press the hands into the ground as you draw the shoulders back and maybe lift the chin up. And exhale, slowly come back to sitting. We're going to sit with the legs in front of us and inhale the right hand behind us. Take a breath, looking back, trying to lean the legs straight and in front of us, soften the midsection. On the exhale, coming all the way back, looking all the way to the left. Inhaling to the side and exhaling, coming onto the other side. As you keep your legs straight and relaxed, your sit bones going right underneath you, see if you want to feel the twist along your spine, along the muscles in the shoulders, or closer to the shoulders. So you might not move the chest so much, but really relax the shoulders down. And you might start feeling a gentle warming up of the abdomen. So slowly coming back to center and letting your heels be heavy on the ground. Let's inhale the hands in front of us. As we exhale, we're going to roll back down, trying to get the lower back into the ground first, then the middle back, then the upper back, and then the head. And as you're reaching the floor, see if you can find yourself into a mountain pose, lying down. So not a shavasana, not a relaxed pose. Your legs stay together, your feet are pointing towards the sky. And we're going to take some of the sun salutation movements from the ground. So make sure you've got space to like swipe your arms around you. So you want space out your side and out your front. And as you keep your legs, heels reaching back, tailbone reaching down, lower belly just ever so slightly engaged that your lower back is long. Bring the hands into mountain position, palms facing forward. Inhale, circle the hands all the way up past your head, palms together. Exhale, engage your core and draw your hands down the center line, in front of your chest, down to your navel, and back out to mountain pose. And keep breathing, inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, sliding the hands together down the center line as far as it goes until your hands come apart for mountain pose. So move with your breath. Let yourself learn the movement first so that you can naturally move with the breath. And then start noticing the distance between your body and the ground through different parts of the movement. And see if you can relax any parts. On the exhale, you want your face to ever so slightly angle down and the back of your neck to be long. And the inhale, you might reach up with your eyes, keeping your skull steady. And come back to center. And we're going to bring the legs into the next movement. So if you want to just sit up and have a look first before I get you to do it, because it's all going to be on the floor. So we're going to inhale and at the same time reach the right knee all the way up to the chest. Inhale at the top with the knee towards the chest and the hand up. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the hands on top of the knee and gently drawing forward. Inhaling, reaching the hands and the leg back down. And exhale, bring the left knee onto the chest. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, the right knee. So again, you can make this as much as a deep active stretch or a passive one. So notice the difference with like if you're actively stretching, you're using the muscles of your legs to draw the legs towards your core. If you're passively stretching, you're using the strength of your arm to let the weight of your head come closer. Remember to inhale deeply and relax in between each side. And trying to come back to a steady mountain pose leg as you lean the leg back, straight down. And the next time you do your left side, let's also bring the right leg up and keep both legs towards your chest, taking an inhale with your spine long. On the exhale, tuck your chin to your chest and bring your forehead towards your knees, closing the angle between the body and the legs. Breathing here, squeezing yourself tight. On an inhale, extend the spine back onto the floor and lift the feet towards the ceiling, pushing through the heels. You can bring your hands up as well and maybe give your ankles and your knees some circle and your wrists. And just take a moment to loosen the arms and the legs and feel the spine being nice and relaxed along the ground. And now from here, we're going to move from a lying down plank to a downward dog. So again, if you want to take a look before you lie down and try and do it. So our plank is going to be with our legs straight behind us, like straight on the floor, and our hands up. I'm going to keep my hands straight, like you can flex, but if that aggravates your elbows or anything, just doesn't matter. You can make fists if you want. So this is the plank, and we're going to exhale into downward dog, lifting both legs up and extending the arms past the head. Inhale into a plank, exhale into a downward dog. So keep your legs straight if you can. If not, keep the legs a little bent. Inhaling into a plank, and when you're in your plank, push your hips down against the floor, like if you're trying to, if the ceiling was your floor and you literally like drawing your navel away from the ceiling. So it's that contraction that you're looking for. And exhale into downward dog, pushing your hips back towards the back of your mat and reaching the back of your hands open onto the floor. So moving with your breath. Let me see how you get on. Good, very nice. So let's freeze and pose into downward dog. So legs up towards the ceiling. And if it's a lot on your arms, you can open them more to the side and find a place where the elbows and the forearms can rest. So they can be into cactus shape, they can be, wherever they need to be for your shoulders to relax. Letting the legs up, pushing. So feel about like trying to kind of like push your pelvis towards the back of your mat. So there's that tilt of the pelvis. There's those strong core muscles working. And from here, we're going to work on that. When we're doing the sun salutations, we're bringing from downward dog, bring the leg forward back into the lunge. So this is what we're going to do right here. So you can let your arms relax out to the side. And on the exhale, you're going to bring your right knee as close to your chest as you can with the angle closed of the lower leg. And then inhale, extend the leg back, and exhale, squeeze that left knee towards your chest. And inhale, bring it back. So you want the right knee to come towards the chest, not just the thigh come towards the belly. You should really feel, I can feel my core working already. So inhale, you extend, and exhale, you squeeze that leg in. And then you squeeze the leg in, you're also trying to make space by drawing the navel away from the ceiling. So you have that same feeling of engagement you do like that when we're doing a plank the right way up. Let's do a couple more. If you can try a little harder, a little closer. And then exhale, bring both legs to your chest and let yourself rest, maybe rolling from side to side. Maybe letting the knees make a circle over the hips. Breathing deeply into your belly, feeling the stretch on your muscles. And let's roll onto our belly. And so start with just letting yourself rest. So you can bring your toes together, your heels outside, make your hands into a little cushion, and let your head rest down on your hands. And breathe deeply into your belly, softening all of your core muscles. Okay, so from here we're going to work on locust legs. So we're going to keep the head on the hands, maybe the forehead on the back of the hands so that you can breathe comfortably, or forehead straight onto the floor if that works for you. Or you can use a block or something. But you're literally like facing down, and you're going to lengthen your legs first like we do for cobra. So you kind of like wiggle your legs further down your mat, but without changing your spine. And you're going to try and really isolate the effort into the lower body. So you want your shoulders and your arms to remain really relaxed. And we're going to inhale and stretch the right leg up. So we keep it straight and we just lift it however far it goes, lifted and straight. And on the exhale, you bring it down. And on the inhale, you bring the other leg up. And on the exhale, you bring it down and you move with your breath. So inhale one leg up, straight and pointed and moving back and up. And at the same time, keeping all the muscles in your shoulders, in your chest, very neutral, just relaxing. So isolating where you can feel the effort into your legs and into your lower back. And then notice if, like, when you're lifting one leg up, are you pushing down with the other leg? And how does that work? Like, it does make it easier. But try not to, because the next step is to lift both legs. So if you're using the leg to push down, you can't do that when you're doing both legs. And to the left side again and take a rest. So you can let the heels turn out, the head back to the other side. Breathe deeply into your lower back. And if your lower back is really flexible, if the curve is already quite deep, then really focus on keeping the front of your hips down onto the ground as you're lifting the legs. So you're activating all the muscles, the back of the thighs and the bum, but not so much bringing more curve into a spine. So when you're ready, face your head down again and see if you can lift both legs at the same time. If it's too much, just go back to doing one at a time. Keep them straight, keep them together. Press your pubic down as you lift your feet up. And exhale, bring them down. Inhale, lifting, and exhale down. And if that feels good for you, see if you can, on the last breath in, keep your legs up and breathe here. Again, making sure that the neck, the shoulders are relaxed and noticing where the effort comes, what muscle groups in your body maintain the position. And on an exhale, slowly relax, let your legs come apart. Turn your head to one side and breathe. And slowly bring your hands by your chest, push into the hands, and gently, consciously push back into a child pose, letting the hips Rest on the heels and the head on the mat. Hands either behind or in front of you or underneath your head. Follow your breath, follow the sensations on your feet. And on an inhale, slowly coming up into hands and knees. Oh, sorry, I have a cramp. So from hands and knees, let's do a couple of cat and cow breath. So finding the right distance for your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, your lower legs straight back behind you, and your spine nicely aligned. On the inhale, let everything relax. Think about a suspension bridge. Head, all arms and legs strong and steady. On the exhale, push up to have that other shape of bridge that's rounded from the ground on either side. Inhale, let the back arch. Exhale, change the shape. So let you breathe with that movement and really feel how you can make that shape, that half circle, even from hips to shoulders in both directions. So you don't want to bend just the shoulders or just the lower back. You want to even out the curve from the bottom to the top of your spine. And again, if as you're moving and breathing, you find that there's too much weight, too much effort, too much pressure in any part of your body, see if you can take more with the other part. So if you feel like it's really heavy on your wrist, then push down with your feet on your knees. If it's too much on your knees, see if you can spread the weight through the corners of your hands. And come back to center. And we're going to have a look back for that knee to chest filling. I think it's it's going to be my New Year's mission for you guys, that knee to chest. So we'll start on hands and knees, straight spine. And like we were doing on the floor, we're going to inhale the leg into a plank shape but without putting much weight into the toes. And on the exhale, just bring the knee closer to your chest. And inhale, let's work with one leg first, these 6 repetitions, and then change. So exhaling, you're not really moving your spine all that much. You're just squeezing that knee towards your chest. And on the inhale, you really stretch, maybe drop the toes. And so notice that, like, if you really point your toe when you're bending the knee towards the chest, you've got a lot more space, because if your foot is flexed, the foot drags. So think about bringing the toe really high or the toes really flexed. Really extend on the inhale, really squeeze on the exhale. Do one more. And on the exhale, let's breathe here with that knee just underneath your chest. Push more into your hands, push into your right leg, and bring that knee closer to your chest. Try and touch. And try and squeeze your foot in to touch your foot with your bum and your chest with your knee. I'm ages away. And exhale. Drop it down and just take a couple of breaths into child pose. If you feel it a lot in your wrists, you can put your hands, back of the hands down and elbows up, and just give them a gentle counter stretch. And inhale, come back and get ready to do the other leg. So inhaling into a plank shape and exhaling the knee to the chest. as you're moving with your breath, try and keep your body steady except for the leg and the spine. So your shoulders aren't really moving back or forth over your hands, and your left hip or your standing hip is not really moving that much either. And on your next exhale, see if you can hold the knee up, hold the leg, squeeze to your body for about 5 breaths. So deep inhale, feeling light, deep exhale, squeezing that leg towards your chest. And slowly exhale, come back into a child pose. Just take a breath into child pose. Let yourself rest. And on the inhale, come back to hands and knees. And just to soothe all of those core muscles, we're going to take that thread the needle child pose. So rhythmically first, pushing into the left hand, bringing the back of the right hand underneath the left armpit and threading your arm until the shoulders comes down. And then on the inhale, come back to hands and knees. And exhale, move to the other side. So move through the repetitions with your breath. Use the standing arm to push yourself up and down. And really relax the bottom arm. And you can turn your head towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch in the back of the spine. And then when you feel your movement is nice and fluid, rest onto one side and stay there. Feeling the twist, so letting the weight be even in your feet, in your hips, in your knees. And then relaxing the upper body, maybe extending the left arm past your head. Or you can even bring the left arm, circle it around your back, and let the left hand rest towards the right side of your hip, whatever feels better for you. Notice all of your body, all of your heart lifting to the side. Notice the angle of your hips and the angle of your chest. Feeling those building blocks in your body and noticing how twisted they are from each other and if that's different from when we're doing twists, when we're sitting or when we're lying on our backs, or even in poses such as triangle pose. And then let's exhale, bring the left hand back for support. Come back to center. Just take a breath in the center and move on to the next side. And then inhale, slowly come back. And then come to sitting or kneeling. And Sharon, you can head off now. Your time is up. If you want time to take like a mini shavasana before you go. And we're just going to do a shoulder stretch. So from the side, and like for this one, so you can use a strap, you can use just whatever option works. So inhaling both hands up, I'm going to grab the right elbow with the left hand and just breathe here. So everybody breathe here for a moment. Like the hand doesn't have to come all the way. You can hold onto your elbows and like you can kind of make a little circle with the arm over the shoulder socket. So this time is the right hand getting a nice stretch. If I show you from this side, I'm trying to not arch my spine a lot. I'm trying to keep my spine neutral and get all of the stretch into the tricep. And if it feels good as I breathe, I can use the left hand to gently draw my elbow towards the center line and let my finger move towards my spine. And then inhale, open, and exhale, change side. So again, you start gently, maybe just holding the elbows and letting the shoulder blades relax down, drawing the spine back so that you're not overarched. Breathing down, so letting that left shoulder move down. And if it works for you, with the breath, gently draw the elbow towards the center line. And be very gentle with your shoulders because they do take a lot of abuse and there's no need to force anything. And then on the inhale, we're going to bring the hands and this time turn the palms back as we're bringing them behind the lower back. And we're going to hold the elbows here. And like we did when we were sitting, in this pose, you're going to hold your elbows, feel your forearms against your spine, and see if on the inhale, you can let the arms rest as the chest comes forward. So it's not a massive movement in my spine. It's more kind of like trying to make a little space between my arms and my spine, but really focusing on the front of the shoulders, moving back. And maybe we can do this one arm at a time. So gently drawing the right elbow back with very small rotation. And then the left elbow back. Keeping the chest nice and long, nice and relaxed. And then from here, we can grab the right elbow and see if we can ever so slightly slide the right hand up. Now, I mean, it could, maybe it's not going to happen at all. If you feel any kind of twinching, start down there and like maybe try with the arm straight first, that kind of like pendulum movement. And then you can bring the hand into the wrist and just let the wrist open this way and maybe encourage it. And it could be more on the opposite side of the spine. Or if you get the back of the hand on the spine, then breathe. Try and feel as much as the thumb as the baby fingers on your spine. Try and draw your spine back over the tail so it's not all hinging forward. You're standing back, sitting back. Your head is also relaxed. And like we all have a better or worse shoulder. This is my worst shoulder, so this is where I could stay like this for days. But let's exhale and change direction. So you can open your arms, give them a stretch, and then come and grab the left wrist and just staying. So finding the space between the arm and the back of the body. Maybe walking your hand across until you can reach the elbow. And maybe folding so that the back of the arms, the end, come onto the spine. Like one side is going to be much easier than the other. Just go as far as you need. Just another breath. And then as we exhale, we're going to relax. Bring the arms out to the side. I'm going to try and move dynamically. So I'm going to keep the right palm facing forward, left palm facing out. And on the exhale, I'm going to see if I can bring my fingertips together or I can just bring my hands like this. Inhale, come back to that star position. And exhale, bring them behind you. So slow down your breath so that you can find the coordination to put your hands where you think you want them. Like they don't have to touch, but try and touch your spine or try and like decide where you're targeting in your back and get your hands to that place. And then once you figure out the movement, go back to your breath and notice which way your breath is moving. If you've changed the rhythm, there is no right and way or wrong way. You're just trying to match the rhythm of your breath with the rhythm of your movement. And keep moving with your breath and find which part of the movement feels the nicest for you. Notice if you find any other sensation in your neck, in your spine, in your lower back, and try and fix them. And then find the side that's the easiest. And let's remain there for 5 breaths. So think about your straight spine. Think about a mountain pose, except for your arms. So align your spine, align your ribs over your hips, align your head over your ribs. Relax your shoulders down. Forget about your arms. And find that center line, vertical line in front of your spine, your stability and your stillness. And take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And on the next inhale, release and swap. And so if everybody chose their easy side first, this is your bad side. So we might stay just a little longer. And because we're staying a little longer and it's your bad side, just do what's right for you. So don't push it to match, the grab of the finger or the movement of the elbows, because if your shoulder is stiffer, if you're pushing it, then you're bringing misalignment into the spine or into other parts of the body. So do what is right for you and breathe. And if you don't know, just focus more on your breath and on the feelings that the breath brings. And if there's any place where your breath feels stuck, that you can't inhale fully or exhale fully, soften around those parts and maybe bring a microscopic movement, microscopic adjustment to let the breath be easier. And this is how you know what's right for you. And take a deep inhale and exhale. Slowly relax. Let's sit with our legs. Actually, let's bring the left heel close to your bum and the right leg bent in front of you. So take a moment here and try and find a place where, like that right leg, or sorry, that it's my left, no, my right heel is to my bum, sorry. My right heel is to my bum, and my left leg is very steady. So my sit bone is down and my foot is down. And this triangle structure gives my body balance. And we're going to let the arms relax, bring them maybe in front of the chest. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, turn inside towards the right. So towards my right thigh, inside my left thigh. And exhale here. And inhale, come back to center. You can do the arms or you can let the arms out. And exhale, turn to the other side. Inhale into the other side. Exhale to center. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale into the side. Exhale to center. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale, twist. And if it feels nicer, you can just bring it into a single breath. So you can exhale to the side, inhale to the center, exhale onto the other side, or make it slow, whatever works. Feel how your left leg is grounded. So you're trying to keep your left thigh steady. And the next time you're on your right side, let's stay here. So right fingertips behind your back, your hips, left hand on your left thigh. See if you can take hold of that knee or thigh with your hands, and then weigh your right thigh down. So with this leg, I'm kind of pulling my whole arm and chest across and down. So it's bringing my left shoulder down, and it's engaging the muscles across my abdominals. And as I breathe, I sit taller. As I exhale, I push down with that right thigh and let that encourage the twist. And then keeping all of this the same, let's transfer your awareness onto your left leg, keeping your body nice and steady. And breathe around the hip of the left leg, letting it be really relaxed. And on the inhale, you might turn your chest ever so slightly more, and on the exhale, you relax that left hip and keep the left sit bone grounded. Oh. And then on an inhale, come back with both arms up. Exhale, turn to the left, keep the right thigh grounded, and so your right hand can be on your knee or outside the knee. But you're keeping this leg very steady. So if you're using your elbow outside the leg, push the sit bone into the ground, keep the leg steady, and use that lever to turn your chest onto the other side. Connect the left foot with the floor, and use that connection from the left foot to the left sit bone to sit up taller. And then inhale, come back to center. And on the exhale, you're going to bring that left foot across the other knee. And this could be enough. Or if you have space, then you can bend the knee and have both knees into that little pyramid pose and both feet close to your sides. So wherever it is, like it can also just be that the left leg is right past your knee. And we find a place to sit nice and tall here. And extend the arms in front of us. And bring the left arm under, the right arm over. And take eagle arms. And just breathe into that pose. Trying to relax your legs and your arms first. So they are both kind of stuck into position. So try and find a place where gravity just deepens the stretch without any extra pressure. Notice any sensations in your hips, in your shoulders, and see if you can let them go. And come back to the feeling of your body in mountain pose. So from your two sit bones, the angle of your pelvis. Notice if your hips are evenly balanced from the earth up. And where is your spine coming out of your hips? And if you feel the spine at the back of the body, the movement of the breath in the abdomen at the front of the body, see if you can visualize that vertical line in your center. See if you can lift the awareness from the lower abdomen and the hips to the midsection of the body, to the heart and the neck and the center of your head. And align your forearms with that line. So they're in front, but they are parallel. Hands are pointing towards the ceiling as your head is pointing towards the ceiling. On an exhale, slowly release. Let your arms come out to the side and release your legs, stretch them forward. Might take a stretch up and forward again if that feels good. Not just relaxing in any place that feels good. And then slowly coming back to sitting. So this time I'm going to keep my right leg planted in front of me with my foot on the ground, my sit bone on the ground. Bring my left foot as close to my hip as I can. Sit to the center. And on the inhale, reach the hands up. On the exhale, turn to the left first. Inhale up. And exhale towards the right. So moving with the breath. Trying to keep that right leg steady. Trying to find a movement in the spine and inside the right hip. The left thigh comes towards the ground. The right sit bone and foot are nicely lined up. You follow with your breath. And as we repeat the movement, try and identify any fatigue that comes into your body and any places that actually warm up and move better with the repetition. And the next time you're turned towards your left leg, let's see if we can stay here. Bring the right hand onto the left knee and move the left knee down towards the ground as you balance your weight on both sit bones and the right foot. And lengthen your spine. And relax the shoulders. Ground the right hip. As you're pushing your left knee down, extend the right arm and twist the chest a little more. And then on an inhale, let's come back to center. Plant the left leg, the right leg, and exhale, turn to the opposite direction. So I still keep that idea of my left thigh coming down and my right thigh staying really balanced. So pushing the right foot and the right seat bone down onto the ground, freeing space for the chest to turn out to the side. On an inhale, slowly come back to center. I'm going to keep the left leg where it is and bring the right foot across and maybe stay here. Or if it works, bring it all the way as close to your hip as you can with, if you can, your foot pointing back. I'm not going to force that ankle, so I'm just going to keep it out to the side. And then find your mountain pose body. Bring your arms in front of you, cross them up, so right arm below, left arm above. Cross them up as high behind the elbows as you can, and then swivel the arms and take a moment to breathe into eagle pose. So you can let your awareness move from one limb to the other, following the twist of the limbs, as this might be relaxing for the brain, to try and follow the feelings from the right foot to the right knee to the right hip, and then maybe the right shoulder to the right elbow to the right wrists and fingers, and then moving on to the right side. Or you just focus on that vertical energy line in your body. That plane that if you balance your body along, you suddenly become so much lighter and you've so little less effort to carry yourself through the day. If your body is balanced, you're saving so much energy. If your muscles are loose and you've got the range of motion that nature intended to, you're gonna save so much energy for everything else you gotta face in life. So let that soothe your yoga practice. And remember to bring gratitude for any effort that you make in the practice. Anything that feels difficult or challenging, on an exhale, let's slowly release your hands. And just before Shavasana, I'd like to do just one little bit of alternate breathing practice. So sitting cross-legged or in any way that you like, or you can also, if you prefer, lie down, get ready for Shavasana and do it from lying down, or imagine you're doing it, whatever works for you. So I give you a moment and just whichever position you are, see that your spine is straight and you're making minimal effort to maintain your balance and your stillness. Now we're going to use the right hand and bend the first and the second finger and keep the thumb and the ring and baby fingers together. And we're going to take a deep inhale through both nostrils and then block the right nostrils and exhale through the left. We're going to inhale to the left, and at the end of the inhale, block both nostrils to release the right and exhale through right. You inhale to the right, and you block at the top of the inhale just for a moment to keep yourself full of breath. Exhale onto the opposite side. So I'm going to let you work this with your own breath. So just alternating, breathing out through one side and breathing in, blocking as your breath is full and changing side for the exhale. And without changing the length of the breath, just trying to maybe figure the awareness on the side of the body that you're breathing in. And if one side of your nose is really blocked, then you can just let your hand relax and just pretend you're doing it. Blocking at the inhale and changing side to exhale. And if this feels like it has a quieting, a calming effect on your brain, on yourself, what you can try and do is at the end of your inhale, hold your breath for just a moment longer and notice what happens in your body as it is full of breath and you just pause for a moment. Never pause for long enough that you feel like you're bursting for a breath. Just take a little pause and then exhale again. And after the next time you exhale on your left side, let both hands rest on your knee and let your breath return to normal. Let yourself observe the breath. And slowly open your eyes and lie down for Shavasana. And in your Shavasana, let your limbs relax into the ground, your feet and your hands, the lower legs and the forearms, the knees and the elbows. the upper arms and the thighs. Take a moment to examine your joints at the hips and the shoulders. If you scan one side of your hips, then the other, then a shoulder, then the other, and just keep rotating the awareness so that you can compare feelings and see if you're equal, top to bottom, right to left, without interfering with the feeling. Just taking a breath, feeling, exhaling, relaxing, and noticing what's left at the end of the exhale, and then moving on to the next joint. And you might do that in a clockwise manner. So from the right shoulder to the left shoulder, to the left hip, to the right hip, to the right shoulder. And if the feelings move further down the limb, then let your awareness go with it. Keep shifting the focus, taking one full breath in, full breath out for every part, and then moving so that you don't have time to interpret, to judge, to criticize, to try and analyze. And let's see if you can merge the feelings of the two hip sockets into all of your lower abdomen, all of your lower back, the pelvic floor, and all of that bottom part of your body. And moving the awareness from all of the hips to all of the shoulders. So feeling the shoulder blades behind you, the muscles under and between the shoulder blades and the ribs. Feeling the collarbones, the flesh alongside your armpits. See if you can keep shifting one breath into your chest and your shoulders, one breath into your hips. And slowly let the area of awareness spread down from the chest and up from the hips until they merge in the center and you're aware of your full upper body. Let yourself breathe fully into all of your abdomen, into the 3 dimensions in your body. And let that relaxation sip through your neck and your throat and gently rise to your head. Breath by breath, relax every part of your neck and throat, all of your skull, the outer layers like the nose and the ears and the eyelids, the inner layers inside your mouth, your tongue, your eyes, and deep down feeling the brain relaxing down and weighing down into the back of your skull. And feeling the rest of your body in weightlessness. And slowly draw the awareness back. Let your breath become a little deeper, bring some movement back in the body. Whenever you're ready, bring yourself back up to sitting. Hands together in front of your heart. Let's rub your palms together. Bring them to your face, your shoulders, your beautiful hearts, hips, knees, and feet. Namaste.
Namaste.
Oh,
Thanks,
guys.
Thank you, Julie.
You.
No.